I know we'll be having some technical difficulties to go live because of network, but we will be there very soon and very soon.
Live.
I'd like to hear live. Let me start.
All right.
Host started recording.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is our wonderful Dream Team house. This house opens the door every Sunday from 12:30 all the way till the end. We welcome each and every one of you. We know you're here because you need us and we need you. The technicals and all the other people who are here, Dr. Derek, my co-partner, valuable information. Welcome to all over the persons, all over the world. Let me hand it to Alfred. Go ahead and carry on with the other greetings.
Thank you, Sister Mary.
Alfred.
Thank you, Sister Mary Pendy, and welcome. Things are developing so fast. We pray.
So we're going to play our Eat to Win It. I don't know whether this have the latest update or not, but let's play this one. As Dr. Derek is back. Dr. D, can you play the latest one?
Yes, yes.
Dr. Derek, I think just came back. All right.
Shining bright into the future, we rise high. We
All right, Dr. D, we're not sharing the images.
Huh?
You were not sharing the images.
Yeah, because you were sharing.
All right, I stopped. Sorry about that.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Liturgical year, and that's when we await the birth of Christ. So let's look at this idea of Advent and think about it. And I'll tie it back to our journey here in ONPASSIVE. When you're preparing for anything, one of the things that normally happens is that we do not really know the exact date when that something is going to happen. Needless to say, as the date approaches, anxiety tends to creep up. So let me take an example for those of us on this platform who are parents and who, if you had ever lived through the experience of expecting the birth of a new child, that in itself is a major Advent event. We know that if we're basically working on what science tells us or nature tells us, that should typically take about 9 months. But we know it's not always the case. We know that there are situations when the baby comes before or after that 36 to 40 week magical time. And in the cases of those that actually come after the due date, the mother gets stretched a lot more, the baby gets a lot bigger, the father might even be more anxious, as they prepare for the arrival of the child. The duration of cravings is extended, and tiredness creeps in, crankiness can creep in, and for those of the ladies, at least, you realize that when you become really that big and gone past the due date, even having the right position to sit or sleep becomes impossible or very inconveniencing. For those of us who are not actually feeling that process of the baby marinating in the inner depths of the womb, we are left to be wondering what is happening, why it's taking so long. Is the woman enjoying the movements of the babies all by herself? A lot of emotions also coming. But the good news is that typically when we get these overdue babies, they usually come out, quote unquote, well cooked, ready, strong muscles, fully grown hair, and sometimes some of them will be coming out almost like little toddlers, ready to start running around. That is what you get from the waiting. In some cases, the baby can come out early. Yes, it shortens the anxiety time, it shortens the time of waiting, but that also could come with issues. This last week, I actually had the privilege, me and Queen Kanla, when we met. For those of you who do not know, Queen Kanla is also in the financial services area. Me and her, we met with a client. And when I asked this lady what she is proud of, she told me that she lives dreams and she's so proud of her micro preemie. And I'm like, what the heck is a micro preemie? And this lady told us about a grandchild of hers that was born to her first daughter, and that this child was born in around the 25th or 26th week and weighed about 1 pound 1 ounce. If I convert it, that is 481 grams, not even up to half a kilo. And this child survived. Needless to say that for extended period surviving, it's 1 year or so old, but as with anything that has actually not gone through its natural process, there are developmental issues that they don't only have to take care of, but they have to take care of for the entirety of that child's life. And so one of the things that the grandmother is looking at is, how can I start setting aside money for the care of this child in the future? So you ask me, or you may ask me, how does this have to do, or what does this have to do with Advent and with ONPASSIVE? As for expectations, my kings, queens, brothers, and sisters, we know that the opportunity not only flip that of the ills that are affecting the world today. For example, we know of the child labor. We know of deaths of people trying to flee from poorer countries to go to Europe or to America in search of what they perceive as better lives. We know of the corruption in business, in politics, in power. We know of inequalities in education, lack of health care, lack of clean drinking water, roads, you name it. Like an expectant parent, some of us may feel tired that ONPASSIVE has taken long, but to make sure that we are fully ready. How many people do we know that still have not transitioned, or that have transitioned their accounts wrongly, or have not paid for their O Connect if they have transitioned? Or how many people do we know that do not even know how to pay if they're willing? Just imagine if our CEO had opened up ONPASSIVE to the world and brought in the millions and millions of people who are waiting, and then the payment period waiting for the birth of Christ, or if we switch it off and put our mindsets into an Advent period as we are waiting for the arrival of ONPASSIVE, there are a couple of things that we need to do. One, we need to believe that ONPASSIVE, our CEO, the teams that are working tirelessly, they get it and they know what they're doing, and they understand that they are doing something that would be better for all of us and for humanity. We are called upon to trust in the process, to get ourselves prepared, not only prepared with the cash so that we can activate our accounts accordingly, but to prepare ourselves mentally, because we have a bigger mission that we are out there to accomplish. I started off by saying that today is actually a special day personally for me in ONPASSIVE, because tomorrow will make the 3rd year that ONPASSIVE found me. 3 years signed up for this, and I sort of did it for the purpose of maybe one day getting another source of income. But then I found a family. I found all these kings and queens and all these beloved brothers and dreaming big. And for us to be looking forward to better lives, physically, emotionally, financially. And I want you, if nobody has said that to you today, to just know that you are in a family. Thank you very much for giving me the time to share with you, and I hope you were able to take something from this. Over to you, our queen, and thank you for the opportunity once more.
Oh, wow. Queen Irene, do you think you can summarize that? Or that was something and a half. I will thank God for our 3 years. Yes, that was what I was looking for. We thank God for the 3 years journey that my family has been on ONPASSIVE, and as my husband said, for the family that we've made. You're born in a family, you don't have a choice. But you make a family, you may have a choice. I've made a family with all of you on this journey. So what I can take there is patience. Patience for the right time. Patience for the right moment. Patience and trusting the process. Trusting that our dream team, our CEO dream team, our tech guys, our media team, our marketing team, whatever team that we have in ONPASSIVE, our executive team, know what much information. You see her in all the platforms. She knows knowledge is power. I think this was asked by my sister McCormick, that what would you like to be remembered for? And this is what Queen Yvonne said. At the end of the day, on my days here on earth, because I believe that we were all created to shine in this earth, I want to be remembered as an encourager and a champion of others as we make this wonderful journey called life. That is touching. Without wasting time, I want to pass it over to our queen, who is going to give us a presentation of hers today. Yvonne, over to you, my sister.
Thanks. Thank you to God for waking us up this morning and for bringing us back together so we can serve Him and serve one another. Thank you, God. Then I want to thank Dr. Patience for inviting me into the Dream Team family. And I'm sorry? Do you not hear me? Hello? Oh, thank you. And for all of the Dream Team family to welcome me into the Dream Team family and the ONPASSIVE family. I want to say greetings as well to all the faithful attendees and supporters of this wonderful platform. Thank you very much. I'm going to make this a very brief talk because this is what I do. So in this brief talk, I want to share my perspective of persistence on our life's journey or my life journey. To demonstrate this topic, I will use a simplified analogy of our rocket launch. Now, don't get me wrong, I know nothing about this astrophysics and whatever, but the basic stages tend to resonate with the personal life, the individual's life. Granted, the unsuccessful launch, the ascent for the person, the individual, we have a good God, and so we get second chances. So there's the ignition, there's the liftoff, there's the ascent, there's orbit, and there's mission completion. And of course, there will be many course corrections in both endeavors, both in the rocket's launch and in human life. So the ignition for the person is in the home. They find themselves being prepared for starting their life's upward trajectory. Ideally, they will have loving, caring parents, guardians, caregivers who are encouraging and believing in divine birth. They believe that they came from somewhere. The adult's true identity will be given to them as being divinely created for a purpose, that there is a plan for their life, and that is where the life trajectory starts, young. Unfortunately, this is not always the case, and some people never fulfill their divine destiny because they never achieve ignition for a life goal. That's something to pursue or aim for. They never achieve this because it was not given to them in that situation where they were born. This situation can, however, be compared to a rocket failing in its ignition phase. However, there are also individuals who, in spite of less than ideal upbringing and uninspiring start in life, they do manage to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges to find and ignite their life's journey. Then, after the ignition, comes the liftoff. In the liftoff phase, the rocket must contend with gravity. As humans, we have to develop courage and resiliency and determination and focus and all those positive words as we pursue personal and professional development, which might not always align with what other people want for us. We might face other challenges such as lack of finances or ill health, or lack of support and encouragement from decision makers, as in the case of the famous Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, well known as one of the most prolific creative geniuses of our time, and had less than a year of formal education. His teacher told his mother that he was too dumb and would never amount to anything. Fortunately, the mother did not pay too much attention to the words of this teacher. Instead, she was happy to take her son out of school and teach him at home. As a result, Thomas Edison was allowed to learn at his own pace about things that were of interest to him. His attention became laser focused and he was very productive. Eventually, he became an astounding, abundant inventor. The phonograph, electric light bulb, and motion pictures were only a few of the more than 3,000 patented items on which he worked. When talking about electricity, he said, "We will make electricity so cheap that only the rich will burn candles." Now, that was certainly a trajectory that he was on, the right path there, having found his passion. The ascent. The rocket is still ascending and is overcoming challenges. Gravity, it has to push against gravity. This is the same thing with adults, not against gravity, but about other challenges that might be facing them as they persist to fulfill their goals, the divine purpose and plan for their life, such as the starting of their own family and raising children. Nothing is wrong with these things, but it has to be working in tandem with fulfilling your destiny. This is where some people could start thinking, this is too much, I can't do it, and all that comes to challenge them and start to either let life get out of balance or give up on their destiny. Mandela's vision. With his perseverance, he believed that the day would come when he could succeed to free his people from the prejudice in the past. He believed he could do away with apartheid. He never gave up, despite being imprisoned for 27 years before being elected as the first president of South Africa. Then the rocket will obtain orbit and must sustain momentum. Like the rocket in orbit, you have to maintain momentum. Likewise, even when you achieve your goal, you must avoid complacency or rest on your laurels. Constant and consistent learning in your profession is necessary if you are to remain relevant and effective. And the same thing is true for your inner life. Self-reflection is extremely important to determine if you are still being true to your principles, operating in integrity and honesty, for example. And then in between all that is something called course corrections, because just as with the rocket, life is not lived in a straight line. Challenges will come at every purpose. How firm are you in your life's trajectory and what you want to accomplish? It will not just be handed to you. It's not going to fall out of the sky. You must be able to resist, be resilient, be determined, be focused, want it enough. Like our CEO always is saying, do it or die. That is what persistence is right there in a nutshell. You have to have this big dream, first of all, and it has to keep you going, even if there's no one else around. Fortunately for our CEO, he has many, many, many supporters. So the trajectory of life may require course corrections at all stages. But that does not mean that you should give up. There are examples upon examples of people who have faced horrific challenges. I won't go to them because most of us know them. Some of us are facing that. But there are many books and many stories, many movies, many, many things that prove that persistence is possible to overcome challenges. If you fail, learn from it and keep moving forward. Failure isn't meant to be a reason to stop. It's to show you a way that didn't work. And as Tony Robbins famously said, don't change the goal, change the approach. I'd like to close with the story of Joseph or Daniel from the Bible. Not only did they have tangible goals as the rocket launching and landing, but their inner life was what kept them, the mindset. They were true to themselves. They had integrity. They knew what they wanted. Because they were believers, they also knew that they were divinely created by God for a purpose. That is the biggest fuel that a person can have, I believe. The biggest drive is to know what your grand purpose is. And that will certainly stand you in good stead to make sure your life trajectory is one of upward rather than downward, because persistence can also have a negative, but we're not dealing with that today. If you persist in doing foolish things or whatever, you will never gain any positive goal. And so I would like to ask every one of us to keep a positive mindset, to know what we want, whether it's in ONPASSIVE or in any area of life. Know what we want and know that it can be achieved. And if it's going to be achieved, it is up to us. Thank you very much. And that's me for today.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. I don't even know how to start, even just saying what I got from this.
That was a lot.
Thank you.
Our sister started with physics. Forget it. I'm not a physician. I'll just
Neither am I.
I'll take the part that life is like a rocket. Life is like a rocket. It's not a straight line. Okay?
No, it's not.
So you come through challenges.
Yes.
And failure is not something you should depress yourself from. You should learn from it.
Yes.
So we should not change our goal. We should change our approach.
Amen.
Because say if you do something over and over again and it's failing, something is wrong. But you should have a tangible goal.
Yes.
Life would cause the projection to change, but as long as you don't change your goal, but you change your approach,
Yes.
you will get there. And she just bring it back to us saying that our CEO said, do it or die. That is
Yes.
the persistent.
Yes.
So heard from our sister, that was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
And that's not really, because I think between Sister Yvonne and Dr. John, what I've gotten is that I know a lot of people have failed through the wagon on waiting for ONPASSIVE. A few people wake up. I migrated a couple of accounts this week. I mean, they had to go and look for their password. So let's not change the goal, let's change the course. Thank you, Sister Yvonne. I'll pass over to one of my co-moderator today, to Sister Irene, to take it over from here. Sister Irene, if you're in the house, can you take it over, please?
Okay. Yeah, I'm right here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Apologies, I joined late. And well, thank God I didn't miss the last two speakers. Oh my God. Sister Yvonne, I don't know how I can say it. That was so, I mean, it was a mouthful. It was a lot. I really thank God that we are recording this so we can go back and listen to it, because sometimes when you hear someone speak, you enjoy it for the moment, but you forget. But since we have it recorded, we can go back, listen to it, meditate on it, try to emulate what she was saying. And I really like that phrase that, you know, do not change your goals, but change your approach. You know, in life, in everything that we do, sometimes when we have challenges, we learn from those challenges, and then we do not like change the goal, what we were planning to achieve initially. We change the approach to get there. So thank you very much, Sister Yvonne. And Dr. John, oh my God. Dr. Patience did great, you know, summarizing what you said. But the one thing that I just want to remind all the kings and queens here is that take advantage of this period to make sure that you are ready. Take advantage of this period to make sure that you are ready. So you can all see that our CEO has not changed the goal, but he is tweaking the approach every now and then. You know, after we are having all the challenges, the payments and all that, he's changing the approach, but the goal is still there. You know, there's that saying that many roads lead to Rome. So we're getting there, and we should always, you know, listen to these things and make sure that we put them into action. So all this knowledge, these are things that people go to school for, and they pay so much money for it. We're getting it here for free. So stop asking that, are we there yet? Stop asking that, are we there yet? Be thinking of what you're dreaming of. Dream big. Dream big. Because you always, you know, it's good to shoot for the moon. And if things are bad, if you have the challenges of whatever, you at least you land in the skies, not on the ground. So thank you very much. All right, we're moving forward. I always tell people that this is one of my best items on our agenda, the updates. I can say that this week I wasn't very connected, I wasn't very involved, and I was actually looking forward to this update for today. So we're going to get our updates from no one else but Dr. D and his team. But I don't know if we're going to close the YouTube listeners, or we don't have anything proprietary in this update. Dr. D, Sister Dr. Patience.
Dear team, is this something we should close YouTube first, or something we can share with life? Dr. Derek, your internet is cooperating.
Okay. No, not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of. I think it is on YouTube.
Okay, so we'll finish this part before we go.
All right. So we will go ahead with updates, and then maybe during the questions and discussion, that is when we can say goodbye to our YouTube listeners. So over to you, Dr. Derek, for the updates.
All right, wonderful. Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty love to everyone. Do appreciate. Let me see if this video thing is working here now. All right. Anyway, peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our global kings and queens, whether you are a founding member or you just came in and you are using the products and products is good. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Also, those who are on YouTube, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Wonderful. And just want to say before we go further, is that we need to use Dr. John a little bit more for the mindset, because oh mercy, that is more than you nailed it. That was a pleasant surprise. Oh my goodness, I thought you only did financial, but you you nailed the mindset. And so therefore, one of these days on deep dive, we're going to ask you to come and do the mindset, because that was awesome on mindset day. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And oh my goodness, Queen Yvonne Finn. It seems as if you play it on the down low to ensure that if you mess up, then you'd say, well, you know, say I'm not a speaker, but oh my goodness, you don't need to do that anymore, Queen Yvonne, because you are awesome. You nailed it, most definitely, and that analogy was awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for that persistence and your life trajectory. That was a good, great, awesome trajectory that you gave us, most definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is
Thank
Kanla
you.
in? You're welcome. Is Kanla in the house? Queen Kanla, answer your name, oh.
Yes,
All right.
present Dr. D. I'm here.
All right. All right. Wonderful. So say a few words.
All in the dream team. We are one family, like Dr. Jones said in the mindset, the dream team family. So thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you and be here to participate with updates and as a member of the update team. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Dr. John. That was wonderful. That was a brilliant mindset. Well done. Thank you. Sister Yvonne, oh my goodness. That was really a magnificent presentation. Look forward to when next you share.
All right. All right. Wonderful. So we're going to be doing the minds. Okay. All right. So it was awesome. Updates, 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 updates. And this is actually the update for the 29th, when our dear CEO came on the scene, Mr. Ash Mufari, and Masters in Information Technology. And on the 29th of November, he came on a webinar, and that's a 360, and he said a few words. He said, Ash noted his concern and condolences to Auntie Han as her father left our world November 28th. So just this Tuesday, unfortunately, we have the bereavement of Auntie Han, father, who left us, and we pray the condolences to her, her family, and his friends and family and relatives and loved ones. All right. If the merchant is back, as we can see, the merchant is back, right?
Yes.
And getting warmed up with, which is an increase of 20% daily. All right. because Ashmufari has to put the brakes, because he says to us over and over and over again, if you have more than one account, please do one, then 24 hours, do another one, right? And we keep trying to get in 50 as quickly as possible. And, you know, it mess up the system, and the payment processor was not good in the first place. This is now the fourth payment processor that is being used. So please adhere to instruction. We are only firing at 20% daily, and we'll double every week, right? So by the next week, then it go up to 40%, and the following week go up to 60%, etc. So we are not at full 100. Next year, 2024, before we are up to full 100, where it doesn't matter, you can just pay for products left, right, center, up, down, etc., etc. But for right now, we are on 20%. So if you're still getting an error message, it means that the 20% that is in for today, you know, you have to wait until the next 24 hours before you try again. For those persons who are on Eastern Standard Time, the best time that I find to do your payment is in the morning. That's the best. No, sorry, not in the morning, in the night. That is the best. Well, that was the best time for me. Just before I go to my bed, I, you know, make a payment, and it went through, and I leave it again for a day or sometimes 2 days, and then I make another payment, and it goes through, and I wait another day or two, and I do the same again, and I have no issues thus far, right? So please, let us be patient. Let's not rush in it, especially for those of us who have more than one accounts. Please, let us take our time. ONPASSIVE is not going anywhere, right? ONPASSIVE is not going anywhere. If you have not noticed that before, please let us notice that now. ONPASSIVE is not going anywhere.
Yes. Working on adding new global payment solutions as one merchant solution for ONPASSIVE will not be enough. Creative and additional resolutions are required as we are so large. In our pipeline, there are more than 200 banks worldwide that will be able to offer different solutions to handle the traffic.
Wonderful. Because each country have their own central bank. So bear that in mind. Just to give a quick understanding, is that if you look at Cash App, for those of us who know Cash App is only in 2 countries. Only in 2 countries. United States of America and the UK. Just those 2 countries. No other country have Cash App. Cash App is a payment processor, and therefore only 2. We are not talking about 2, we are talking about over 200 countries. All right, and Cash App started in 2013. So almost over a decade now, they are been operating, and they are only in 2 countries. So it's not an easy thing to have a payment processor to cover over 200 countries. All right, so just bear that in mind. We will have you covered, and we have stabilized, so we are beginning to scale. So payment processor that we have now is stabilized, and we are going to scale in order to add more percentage that can come on and pay and get your commissions, right? We are on track. It's been a warm-up process to ensure compliance and abide by global legalities. So it's not just America legality that we have to be dealing with. We have over 200 countries legality that we have to be dealing with. Also, the traction is happening, and you will see everyone being able to pay, and that will enable us to activate and pay out process. So not only the activation of your different solutions, but also to pay out. It's a massive process to overcome, and we were born as a unicorn. So we didn't have 2,000 people or 1,000 people, waiting. We had millions, all right? And we need to catch up. So just be patient. Everything is rolling as it should.
Yes. Current pending payouts are under review, and we will be updating you. For India, we will have an UPI option. Dr. D, you may expand on what that means, UPI, which is quick with no fees for immediate process. This experience has given us good space to ramp up the production level, and several products are lined up for mid-December, and we are good to observe the growth.
Wonderful. The abbreviation, I'm not 100% sure of what the abbreviation is. Ashmafar was not sure himself exactly what the abbreviation means, but the Indians, the people from India, because this is indigenous to India. So the people, the persons or kings and queens in India know exactly what this is. This is an Indian option that is available to persons in India. So they are sure what it means. They understand exactly what it means. So if there are any persons from India in the house, they would could expound on it a little more than I can. But it's an India payment option that is available, and Ashmafare is making it available in ONPASSIVE, and everything is good to go with that option. So they are good to go there in India if they are using that option. So if all goes well, a few products and features will be rolled out mid-December, and a few for the end of December. All right, so now that we have somewhat sorted out the payment option, so by now and mid-December, we will be seeing some more products rolling out. Maybe we might see our O-Verify, O-Tracker, and maybe some other products roll out very, very soon within this month of December. I want to be sure people have some funds for the holiday. All right. So that is one of Ash's goal, so that some persons who have money to withdraw from their wallet, they will have that for the holiday. We are geared up for a good finish for the end of this year, and a great start for the beginning of 2024, which is next year, which is just a few days, a couple of weeks, or 3 or 4 weeks, three weeks and some days. We are looking to pay out weekly, and we will announce a date for when we allocate the traffic. So let us be patient. We are not in the full automated system as yet. All of that is coming, so just let us be patient.
We will get this, and we have learned so much by going through these resolutions. We have this incredible bonus and sale. throughout the month of December. Yes! And you should take advantage of this.
Definitely. So then you have received OConnect for approximately 8 months. 8 months for just 140 US dollars. Can you imagine? 8 months. All right. And your first sale, you receive 100% commission. Very unbelievable deal. Very unbelievable. So someone pay, you get the full 100%. Then a next person pay, you know, it's 25%. All right. Remember, it is now not 143 for founding members, but it's now 93.
93.
So
Right.
25% of 93 is going to be less than 25% of 143. So, you know, if you say less money, this is the reason why, because the subscription for OConnect is now 93 for founding members and 190 for others. So the 25% is going to be a little less. Let us view us as a new chapter of life as we overcome these massive growth challenges. We start bigger than anticipated. I am thrilled we have been able to always find a solution. Always find a solution, because that is the key, right? This is a massive, massive company at birth. We didn't grow as every other company into this massive growth. It just came day one. This is how the payment processor look. I mean, the payment option look now, that the card payment option is there. So as we said, for founders, it's 93. So just click on it and you're good to go.
Bonus, bonus, bonus. Stacking the cool. Special gift for the holiday season. All new OConnect customers will receive an additional value of 50 O coins, which is the equivalent of $50. A one-time executive discount.
Beautiful. So not only is, you know, everyone else having Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all of that, OConnect also is exercising this option as an executive discount, right? So that is why we are now seeing $93 instead of 143 and 190 instead of 240, because it has been discounted by 50. All right, so that is the reason. So example, founding members, it's now 93 instead of 143 as previously, and 93 for the 3 months of OConnect. So if you start today, if you pay that 93 today, then it is 3 months from today, not from September 1, from today. Okay, so if you pay the 93 today, your 3 months time clock starts today. Beautiful.
That's
all right.
right.
Non-founding members, it's not 240 as previously, it is 190. So if you start today, if you make a payment and pay for OConnect today, then your 3 months start today. All right, beautiful. Nice. Just to clear up that, because a lot of people asking me this question. Thank you.
This one-time offer ends on December 31st, 2023. And we should note, please use the same payment card twice within 24 hours, preferably once.
Okay, beautiful. I'm just to elaborate, right? If we are using the same payment card, maximum use it twice in a 24-hour period. Preferably, and this now is me, that was what Ash said in the meeting on Wednesday. But this is me. Just use it once. Just use it once. If you use it today, wait till tomorrow the same time, 24 hours, not this, don't use it this evening and then you use it tomorrow morning, so to speak. Right? You can, as Ash Mafari said on Wednesday, you can use it twice in a 24-hour period, right? But to be on the safe side, anyway, keep smiling and buckle up because this is how
we do it.
This is how we do
it on the Dream Team.
Do
because
it.
we are passive
engineers.
All right. Thank you very much. And this is the updates for December.
Thank you. Always looking forward to it. All right. So I know that after listening to all the updates, I know even though Dr. Derek